Welcome to the channel. If you are watching this video because you want to improve your financial life, then stay with me until the end because this video may change the way you think about money. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to work hard every day but never seem to get ahead financially? They earn money, they pay their bills, they work more hours, they try to save, yet somehow they remain stuck in the same financial situation year after year. At the same time, you may see other people who started with very little slowly build savings, then investments, then businesses, then financial freedom. What makes the difference? Is it intelligence? Is it luck? Is it having rich parents? Is it having a high-paying job? Sometimes those things can certainly help, but they are not the whole story. Your financial life is heavily influenced by your habits. The small things you do every day can either move you toward financial freedom or quietly pull you away from it. And the dangerous thing about bad financial habits is that they often feel normal. You may not notice them. You may even believe they are harmless. Spending a little here, buying something unnecessary there, ignoring your bank account, using credit for things you cannot afford, waiting for the next paycheck, trying to look successful, avoiding conversations about money. These actions may seem small, but repeated over years, they can create enormous consequences. Today, we are going to talk about 10 habits that can keep you poor, and more importantly, we are going to talk about what you can do instead. This video is not about judging anyone. It is not about saying that everyone who struggles financially is responsible for their situation. Life is complicated. People experience different circumstances. Some people face unexpected medical expenses, job loss, family responsibilities, economic problems, debt, limited opportunities, and many other challenges. So this video is not about blaming people for being poor. It is about identifying the behaviors that are within your control, because you cannot control everything about your financial life. But you can control many of your decisions, and changing those decisions can change your direction. The first habit is spending money without knowing where it goes. This may sound simple, but it is one of the most common financial problems. Imagine getting paid and immediately spending money throughout the month without tracking anything. You buy food, you order delivery, you purchase subscriptions, you go shopping, you buy things online, you pay for entertainment, you make small purchases, and every purchase seems reasonable by itself. Then suddenly the month ends. You look at your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? The problem is not necessarily one huge purchase. The problem is dozens of small decisions. Money disappears quietly when you are not paying attention. Imagine filling a bucket with water while there are tiny holes in the bottom. You can keep pouring more water into the bucket, but if you never fix the holes, the bucket will never stay full. Your income is the water. Your spending habits are the holes. If you earn more money but continue increasing unnecessary spending, you may never feel financially secure. This is why the first solution is awareness. You need to know where your money is going. You do not need a complicated financial system. Start by tracking every expense for 30 days. Write down your rent, your groceries, your transportation, your subscriptions, your entertainment, your shopping, your meals outside the home, your online purchases, everything. Do not judge yourself while tracking. Just observe while tracking every expense for 30 days. Write down your rent, your groceries, your transportation, your subscriptions, your entertainment, your shopping, your meals outside the home, your online purchases, everything. Do not judge yourself while tracking. Just observe. Once you see the numbers, you may discover something surprising. You may find that small expenses are consuming a large part of your income. Maybe you are spending hundreds every month on things you barely remember buying. Awareness creates control. When you know where your money goes, you can decide where it should go. That brings us to the second habit, trying to look rich instead of becoming financially strong. This is one of the most dangerous habits because society constantly encourages it. We live in a world where people display their lives online. You see expensive cars, luxury vacations, designer clothes, beautiful restaurants, large houses, new phones, and expensive lifestyles. It can make you feel like you are falling behind, so you buy things to appear successful. You purchase the expensive phone even though your current phone works perfectly. You buy clothes you do not need. You finance a car that stretches your budget. You use credit cards to pay for vacations. You go to expensive restaurants because you want to appear successful. But there's a huge difference between looking wealthy and actually being financially wealthy. Looking wealthy is about what other people can see. Being financially strong is about what other people cannot see. Your savings, your investments, your emergency fund, your low debt, your financial options, your ability to handle unexpected expenses. A person driving in an expensive car may have a large monthly payment. Another person driving an older car may have substantial savings and investments. Which person is financially stronger? You cannot answer simply by looking at the car. This is why you should stop spending money to impress people who may not even be thinking about you. The people you are trying to impress probably have their own problems. Build wealth quietly. Let your bank account grow quietly. Let your skills grow quietly. Let your investments grow quietly. You do not need to prove your success to strangers. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is to have financial freedom. The third habit is living paycheck to paycheck without building a safety net. If every paycheck is immediately consumed by expenses, then your financial life becomes extremely fragile. One unexpected expense can create a crisis. Your car breaks down, your laptop stops working, your hours at work are reduced. You receive an unexpected bill. Suddenly, you need money that you do not have. This is why an emergency fund is so important. An emergency fund is not exciting. Nobody posts a picture online saying, "Look at my emergency savings." But it can completely change how you experience life. When you have money set aside for emergencies, you gain breathing room. You do not have to panic every time something unexpected happens. You do not immediately need to borrow money. You do not have to use a credit card for every emergency. You have options. Start small. You do not need to build a huge emergency fund overnight. Your first goal might be a small amount, then gradually increase it. The important thing is to create the habit of keeping some money available for the unexpected. Pay yourself first when possible. When money comes in, do not immediately think about everything you can buy. Think about what you can keep, because every dollar you keep gives your future self more options. The fourth habit is using debt to buy things you do not need. Debt can be useful when used carefully. For example, certain types of borrowing can help people purchase assets or invest in education or businesses. But consumer debt can become extremely dangerous when it is used to purchase things that lose value. A new phone, expensive clothes, luxury vacations, entertainment, unnecessary furniture. Things you want today but do not actually need. The problem with debt is that you are bringing tomorrow's income into today. You are spending money before you have earned it. And when tomorrow arrives, you still have to pay. Imagine buying something today and then working for months to pay for something you already consumed. That is the trap. Debt can make your present life look better while making your future life harder. Before borrowing money, ask yourself some important questions. Do I actually need this? Can I afford it without debt? Will this purchase improve my financial situation? What happens if my income decreases? How much will I actually pay after interest and fees? Would I still buy this if nobody else could see it? Those questions can protect you from many unnecessary financial decisions. The fifth habit is never learning valuable skills. Your income is strongly connected to the value you can provide. That does not mean every high-income person is more valuable as a human being. Money does not determine human worth. But in the job market, people are generally paid for the skills and results they can provide. If you stop learning, you may limit your future income opportunities. Imagine two people starting with similar incomes. One spends the next 5 years learning. They improve communication, technology, sales, leadership, marketing, programming, design, management, or another valuable skill. The other person does exactly the same work every year without developing new abilities. 5 years later, their opportunities may look very different. The first person may qualify for better positions, start a business, freelance, negotiate better compensation, or move into a higher value field. The second person may remain dependent on the same opportunity. This is why investing in yourself can be one of the best investments you make. Read, take courses, practice, find mentors, study your industry, learn technology, improve communication, learn how to solve problems, learn how to negotiate, learn how to sell, learn how to manage money. Your skills can become assets that travel with you. You can lose a job. You can lose a business. You can lose money, but knowledge and skills can help you rebuild. The sixth habit is spending your free time only on entertainment. Entertainment is not bad. Everyone needs rest. Everyone deserves fun. The problem begins when entertainment consumes the time that could be used to improve your life. Imagine having 2 hours every evening. You could spend those 2 hours scrolling endlessly through social media. Or you could spend part of that time learning a skill. Reading, building a business, improving your career, creating content, studying financial education, exercising, networking, or working on a personal project. You do not need to eliminate entertainment. You need balance. Your free time is one of your most valuable resources because you cannot get it back. Money can sometimes be earned again. Time cannot. Ask yourself, what am I doing with the hours that nobody is paying me for? Because those hours can determine your future. A person who spends every free hour consuming may remain a consumer. A person who spends some of those hours creating may eventually become a creator. A person who spends some of those hours learning may eventually become an expert. A person who spends some of those hours building may eventually own something valuable. Your future can be hidden inside your free time. The seventh habit is avoiding uncomfortable financial conversations. Some people are afraid to talk about money. They do not want to look at their debt. They do not want to discuss spending with their partner. They do not want to negotiate salary. They do not want to ask about fees. They do not want to look at their credit report. They do not want to open financial statements. Avoiding financial problems does not make them disappear. Usually, it makes them worse. Imagine having a small leak in your house. If you ignore it because you do not want to think about it, the damage can become much larger. Financial problems work similarly. A small debt can become a large debt. A small spending problem can become a serious habit. A missed payment can create additional costs. A lack of savings can become a crisis. The solution is to face reality. Look at your numbers. Know your income. Know your expenses. Know your debt. Know your interest rates. Know your financial goals. Knowledge may feel uncomfortable at first, but uncertainty is often more frightening than reality. Once you know the numbers, you can create a plan. You cannot manage what you refuse to see. The eighth habit is constantly upgrading your lifestyle whenever your income increases. This is known as lifestyle inflation. Imagine you earn more money this year. Instead of saving the extra money, you immediately move into a more expensive apartment. Buy a more expensive car. Eat at more expensive restaurants. Upgrade your phone. Increase your subscriptions. Take more expensive vacations. Your income increases, but your financial stress does not decrease. Why? Because your expenses increased at the same speed. This is one of the reasons some high-income people still struggle financially. Making more money does not automatically make you wealthy. You need a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap can be used to build savings, pay down debt, invest, develop skills, or create opportunities. When your income increases, consider keeping some of your old lifestyle. You can enjoy some improvements, but you do not need to spend every additional dollar. Imagine receiving a raise. Instead of spending the entire raise, you could direct part of it toward your future. You still enjoy the benefits of earning more, but your financial strength also increases. This is how income growth can become wealth growth. The ninth habit is trying to get rich quickly. This habit can destroy years of financial progress. People want fast results. They see stories about someone becoming wealthy through a business, a stock, a cryptocurrency, a property, a social media account, or some other opportunity. They see the success story, but they often do not see the years of work behind it. This creates unrealistic expectations. Then people start chasing shortcuts. They take excessive risks. They borrow money to speculate. They follow financial influencers without understanding what they are doing. They invest in things they cannot explain, and sometimes they lose money they could not afford to lose. Building wealth usually requires patience. There are no guaranteed shortcuts. If someone promises you easy money with no risk, you should become extremely cautious. Learn before you invest. Understand risk. Do not put money into something simply because someone online says it will make you rich. Your goal should not be to become rich tomorrow. Your goal should be to become financially stronger year after year. Slow progress is still progress. The 10th habit is believing that earning more money is the only solution. This may be the most important habit of all. Many people think, if I could just make more money, everything would be solved. But imagine someone who earns $5,000 a month and spends $5,000. Then they receive a raise and earn $7,000. They increase their spending to $7,000. They receive another raise. Now they earn $10,000, but they spend $10,000. The problem was never only income. The problem was behavior. Increasing income is valuable, but if your spending grows faster than your income, you can remain financially stressed regardless of how much you earn. This is why you need both sides of the equation. Increase income and control unnecessary expenses. Learn valuable skills and develop good money habits. Work harder when appropriate and work smarter when possible. Create opportunities to earn, and learn how to keep what you earn. Money is not only about how much comes in, it is also about what stays. Now let us put all 10 habits together. Habit number 1 is spending without knowing where your money goes. The solution is tracking your spending and creating awareness. Habit number 2 is trying to look rich instead of becoming financially strong. The solution is to focus on savings, assets, skills, and financial freedom rather than appearances. Habit number 3 is living paycheck to paycheck without building a safety net. The solution is to gradually build an emergency fund and create financial breathing room. Habit number 4 is using debt for things you do not need. The solution is to understand the true cost of borrowing and avoid unnecessary consumer debt. Habit number 5 is never learning valuable skills. The solution is to continuously improve your knowledge and abilities so you can create more value. Habit number 6 is spending all your free time on entertainment. The solution is to protect part of your free time for learning, creating, building, and improving. Habit number 7 is avoiding uncomfortable financial conversations. The solution is to face your numbers and make decisions based on reality. Habit number 8 is increasing your lifestyle every time your income increases. The solution is to allow your income to grow faster than your lifestyle. Habit number 9 is trying to get rich quickly. The solution is to focus on sustainable, long-term financial growth and understand risk. Habit number 10 is believing that earning more money alone will solve everything. The solution is to increase income while also improving financial habits. Now I want you to think about something. Which one of these habits do you recognize in yourself? Maybe it is one. Maybe it is several. Do not feel ashamed. The purpose of awareness is not to make you feel bad. The purpose is to give you the power to change. You do not need to fix everything tomorrow. Choose one habit. Start there. If you do not know where your money goes, begin tracking it. If you spend too much trying to impress people, start spending according to your own priorities. If you have no emergency savings, begin with a small amount. If you have unnecessary debt, create a repayment plan. If you have stopped learning, choose one valuable skill. If your free time disappears into entertainment, protect 1 hour for personal growth. If you avoid financial conversations, have the conversation. If every raise disappears into lifestyle upgrades, keep part of your next increase. If you are chasing quick money, slow down and educate yourself. If you believe income is the only answer, start working on both income and financial behavior. Small changes can create a different direction, and direction matters. Imagine 2 people walking. One person walks 1 degree to the left. Another walks 1 degree to the right. At the beginning, the difference is almost impossible to see. But after walking for a very long distance, they end up in completely different places. Your financial habits work the same way. One unnecessary purchase does not determine your financial future. One good decision does not make you wealthy. But thousands of decisions over many years create a direction. That is why your everyday habits matter. Money is not just a number in your bank account. Money represents choices. If you have savings, you have more choices. If you have manageable expenses, you have more choices. If you have valuable skills, you have more choices. If you have excessive debt, you may have fewer choices. If you have no savings, you may be forced to accept situations you would otherwise leave. Financial strength is ultimately about freedom. Freedom to handle emergencies. Freedom to change jobs. Freedom to take opportunities. Freedom to help your family. freedom to invest in yourself, freedom to make decisions without constant financial panic. That is why the goal should not simply be to become rich. The goal should be to become financially strong. Now imagine your future self. Imagine waking up without worrying about every bill. Imagine having savings available when something unexpected happens. Imagine having skills that allow you to earn from multiple opportunities. Imagine having investments working alongside your income. Imagine being able to say no to situations that are unhealthy because you are not completely dependent on your next paycheck. That future may take time, but it can begin with the decisions you make today. Do not underestimate the power of beginning. You may not be able to save a huge amount today. Save something. You may not be able to increase your income immediately. Start learning. You may not be able to eliminate all your debt immediately. Create a plan. You may not understand investing today. Start educating yourself. You may have made financial mistakes in the past. Learn from them. Your past financial decisions do not have to become your permanent identity. You can change. You can learn. You can rebuild. You can start again. The most important thing is to stop repeating the same behavior while expecting a different result. If something is not working financially, ask yourself what needs to change. Do not only ask, how can I make more money? Ask, how can I manage what I already have better? How can I reduce unnecessary spending? How can I increase my skills? How can I increase my value? How can I create another income opportunity? How can I protect myself from emergencies? How can I make better decisions? Those questions can lead you toward a stronger financial future. And remember something else. Being financially responsible does not mean you can never enjoy life. Money is meant to support your life. You should enjoy your money. You should experience things. You should spend on things that genuinely matter to you. The goal is not to become obsessed with saving every penny. The goal is intentional spending. Spend money on what matters. Reduce spending on what does not. There is a huge difference between being cheap and being intentional. Being cheap means refusing to spend even when spending makes sense. Being intentional means understanding your priorities and directing your money toward them. Maybe travel is important to you. Maybe family is important to you. Maybe education is important. Maybe your health is important. Maybe building a business is important. Maybe buying a home is important. Whatever your priorities are, you should know them. Because if you do not decide where your money should go, your environment will decide for you. Advertising will decide. Social media will decide. Trends will decide. Other people's lifestyles will decide. You will spend according to what you see instead of what you value. Take control. Your money should serve your goals, not control them. Now let us talk about one final mindset. You do not need to become financially perfect. You need to become financially better. Maybe you cannot save 20% of your income today. Maybe you can save 5%. Start there. Maybe you cannot pay off all your debts this year. Maybe you can reduce it. Start there. Maybe you cannot dramatically increase your income this month. Maybe you can spend 30 minutes learning a valuable skill. Start there. Progress does not require perfection. It requires direction. If you move in a better direction consistently, you can eventually arrive somewhere better. So before you finish this video, ask yourself 3 questions. What financial habit is hurting me the most right now? What financial habit would help me the most if I developed it? What is one action I can take today? Do not choose 10 actions. Choose one. Because the best financial plan is not the most complicated plan. It is the plan you can actually follow. Start small. Be consistent. Learn, adjust, continue. And remember, the most powerful financial asset you have is not your bank account. It is your ability to learn and make better decisions. Money can disappear. Markets can change. Jobs can disappear. Businesses can fail. But if you develop the ability to learn, adapt, create value, and manage resources wisely, you give yourself the ability to rebuild. That is real financial strength. So if you recognized yourself in some of these habits today, do not be discouraged. Let that recognition become your starting point. You are not your current bank balance. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your current income. You are not your financial situation forever. You are a person who can learn. You are a person who can change. You are a person who can build better habits. And every better decision you make today gives your future self more opportunities. Remember the 10 lessons. Track your money. Stop trying to impress people. Build an emergency fund. Avoid unnecessary debt. Develop valuable skills. Use your free time wisely. Face your financial reality. Control lifestyle inflation. Avoid get-rich-quick thinking. And increase income while improving your financial habits. If you practice these principles consistently, you may not become wealthy overnight, but you can become more financially aware, more financially disciplined, more prepared, more capable, and more in control of your future. That is the real goal. Financial freedom is not built in one day. It is built through thousands of ordinary decisions. $1 saved, one unnecessary purchase avoided, one useful skill learned, one debt payment made, one smart decision repeated, one habit replaced, one opportunity created, 1 year of consistency, then another, then another. Your future financial life is being built right now, not someday, not when you become rich, not when everything becomes perfect, right now. So make today's decision count. Take control of your money. Take control of your habits. Take control of your learning. Take control of your future. And remember, the goal is not to look rich. The goal is to become financially strong. The goal is not to impress everyone. The goal is to create freedom. The goal is not to become rich quickly. The goal is to become stronger financially year after year. Your future self may one day look back at the decisions you made today and be grateful that you finally decided to change. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. I hope this message gave you something valuable to think about and something practical that you can apply to your financial life. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your subscription and support give me motivation to continue creating more valuable videos about money mindset, personal growth, success, and financial education. And if you know someone who is struggling with their financial habits, share this video with them. Sometimes one simple idea can change the way someone thinks about their future. Remember, you do not need to change everything today. Just change one habit. Make one better decision. Take one step, then repeat it tomorrow. Keep learning, keep improving, keep building, and never stop working toward a stronger future. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.